By Courtney, softball pitching and mechanics. We are going over the when to stop practice, pause practice, when to pull a pitcher out of the game. We are looking for a breakdown in mechanics. So this is going to show up in a number of ways. Mainly you're going to see a pitcher lose control, not significantly, like she's going to start, not hitting the catcher, but she may start pretty strong, throwing strikes, doing well, and then as she progresses, about usually around 70 pitches is kind of that magic number. Pitchers really start to lose their mechanics to the point where they can't regain them without taking a longer break. So what we do is we look for a break in the mechanics as beginners and as we're learning to pitch, or just even advanced pitchers, like when to stop and take a break, because we are training ourselves to only pitch about 20 pitches max before we come back in the dugout, because ultimately that's what we're trying to do, is keep our pitch counts real low in innings. So for practices, we're looking for the pitching to just kind of get off. We may notice some of the mechanics, some actual physical parts. The pitcher starts to lean a little bit more. If you have a radar gun, keeping a radar gun on a pitcher just to, for knowledge really, not for encouragement or trying to beat a number, just so we know when her velocity starts to drop at what number that happens at. That can give that could really just help practices, so you know when to stop, take breaks, and come back and pitch, or just really when you're not being productive anymore, which is the main thing. Because once you get to that point where the mechanics have broken and velocity has dropped, there's really nothing positive that we can gain at that point. If our pitch count is low by the time we reach the breakdown, then that's a great time to add conditioning into your normal workout routine. And I don't mean conditioning as in pitching drills, I mean actually running, like doing actual physical activity to improve your endurance, increase heart rate, and overall increase the ability to get oxygen into your body and into your lungs and into your muscles, so you don't have that breakdown in mechanics as early. So this is a very fluid subject. I really wish there was a definite stop after this many pitches, but if you focus on when is the breakdown in mechanics, what pitch number, use a radar gun to identify when the velocity starts to drop, just watch the pitcher. If she starts to lean a lot more, any of her bad habits are going to be exposed once the mechanics start to break down. So she flies her glove out really far. When she hits the breakdown, her glove is really going to fly out even more. It's just going to kind of exaggerate all of her bad mechanics once we get to her fatigue point, and it's really what we're trying to measure here. So always be mindful of that as a pitcher, as a coach, as a parent, that there is a point where the pitcher is just not going to be productive anymore. Sometimes we can take a short water break and mimic like an inning and rest, and then come back and pitch a few more. But really, once that point has hit, the pitcher's done, and it's best to identify that number early so we can use that to manage her innings and game situations for the benefit of the team.